Hello and welcome or welcome back. Today we're just going to be playing some more Killing Floor 2 and just talking about stuff. So, yeah, I'll stop rambling and we'll get right into it. Yeah. Back to the swamps. Yeah. Now, I have done this map before. There's two versions of the map, so I don't know if I did this version. Oh, yeah. Yay. Thank y'all for chilling, by the way, as always. Yeah, I don't know if this is the same one. I don't know. I did Mr. Brooks. Yeah. That's a good movie. I remember. I remember a lot of videos. It's really weird. I have over 180 already, which is crazy because I remember when I started this channel and I'm like, man, I got to build up a catalog. That's like what people say to do. You got to build up a catalog so people have shit to watch. And then you learn real fast that it's just like quantity is not really. I mean, this is me speaking, right? Quantity doesn't equate to quality, right? I mean, oh, come on, man. Gotta just laugh at yourself when you just suck so bad at a game. Oh man, I've had a rough morning. If you can't tell in my voice, I've had a pretty rough morning. I'm finally feeling good enough to do this. So, but that just made me crack up. Holy shit. Oh god. Delete the game. Yeah, and I know that this shit's toxic. Pretty sure, right? Yeah. And I think you walk where these. Yeah, okay, this is like the proper way to go. But anyway. Yeah, so I watched another movie last night. Actually, I binged all the Hatchet movies yesterday. But I already did a Hatchet video probably like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. How they get poisoned. When was it? It was 5, 6 months ago. I just looked it up the other day because I was just like, I want to see if I can't put it in one of those little banner things up top there, you know? Or in the description rather, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know, you can either click that little banner deal or you can go into the description and it'll show you the videos that I suggest or whatever, you know what I mean? I'll see if I can't dig it up. Because, I don't know, I think I can search it and pop it up there. I don't know. You get, as a creator, you have like a list of like however many of your last videos, you know? But I think you can just search them and get older videos. So if that makes any sense at all. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry. But I will try and put my Hatchet video in the description or something. There you go. Yeah, so instead of doing that video again and just adding pictures, because I'm pretty sure that that's the only difference is I wasn't really adding photos then, because like from what I understand, a lot of people were just listening to my videos as podcast kind of. So I mean, like I was just like, all right, I did pictures and stuff for a little bit, and then I was just like, well, doesn't seem like people are really paying attention to that anyway, but you know. And then someone in Discord was like, "Hey, you should really add pictures." I'm like, "Fuck, fine." So that's the only difference, but you'll get that here, because we're gonna be doing Hatchet 2 today, and then probably next week 3, and then the week after that Victor Crowley. I don't know if they're gonna be making any more of them. I would like to see more, you know, but Bob. Yeah, okay. So, how do we start this one? Well, how we start this one is it's the it's the end of the first movie. That's how this one starts. And guess what? What's her name? Mary Beth is a different person. Like fucking Master of Disguise. Completely different person now. The actress, it's a different actress. It went from, I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. But now it's Danielle Harris, and she's more of like a scream queen. Like she's known as a scream queen, pretty much. You know, she was the little girl. If you ever saw, I think it was Michael Myers, the Halloween 4. I think the one. I think Paul Rudd's in one of them, right? Whatever one he's in, I'm pretty sure she was the little girl in that. And then she was also in Rob Zombie's Halloween as the friend that gets killed. You would know. The chick's friend that gets killed. Yeah, I don't know. She's the party girl. That's the same actress, Danielle Harris. But yeah, Hatchet 2 starts where Hatchet 1 ends, and that's with her in the water after her friends are killed, and she's kind of like fighting with, Hatchet's in the boat, or Victor Crowley's, yeah, Hatchet. Crowley's in the boat, and let's see. she gets away from him somehow. Like, she kicks him off of it or something like that. She's able to knock him off of it or whatever, and then she gets picked up by the piss-drinking hunter that lives on the bayou. And it's funny because it's just like, it's set up in the first movie, like the what is it? The Asian actor that's in every movie, but as 3 different characters. He's a different character in the first movie, he's a different character in the second movie, and in the third and fourth movies, he's the same character. I'm pretty positive. But he's like twins in the first 2 movies. But, that guy, the original guy in the first movie was just like, that's such and such. I can't remember what he said his name was. But it was some ridiculous name. And he was just like, oh yeah, he just goes around drinking his own piss, yada yada. And then it like pans to him and it shows him actually enjoying his own pee-pee. But anyway, he scoops her up and tries to save her. He brings her back to his little shack and on the swamp, right? And like he's talking to her and you know, like trying to get her to calm down. Tried to give her the oh, come on. How did that being blocked? Oh no. he had to find his way around. But he even tried giving her his thing of piss. He's like, "Here, drink this. This is nice and warm." She never knew what it was. Like like she didn't have a chance to take a sip out of it, and then she tells him her name, and what was it? Oh, yeah, okay. Her last name is Dunstan. You know how I remember that? Because of that movie. You know, Dunstan checks in. That's how it's a word association. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Either there, I sound like a complete more retarded than I normally do. But he finds out that that's her last name, and like the beginning of the first movie, you see her dad and brother get killed by Victor, and it's Robert Englund is her dad, or like the actor, obviously, you know, Freddy Krueger, and he finds out that she's related to him. That's her dad. So he kicks her out. You don't really know why at first. I don't think. I binge watch these movies and I've been sick. So yeah, like always watch these movies. They're only about an hour and 20 each at best. So not very long. Anyway, he finds out who she is and he freaks out and kicks her out. And then, you know, he sees the whole Bayou Beavers thing. I watched my first video. It's a like a Girls Gone Wild thing, and they have to go through that. You know, Bill Murray's brother is a porn director. It's fantastic. I love it. But he goes through that, and then after that whole thing, yeah. After that whole thing, how many do I have left? Plenty. After that whole thing, Victor comes out and just like disembowels him, you know, takes his intestine, and then, you know, as you would, strangle him with it and pop his head off with his own intestines. And then what follows is an intro that's not nearly as good as the first one. You know, it had Marilyn Manson and titties in the first one, you know. So in the second one, you couldn't top it. It's just, you know, shaky camera work through a swamp in a mediocre song. I don't know. It's a decent song, I guess. Hey, this is like me editing and stuff, and I totally realized that I fucking left out like a key thing. The reason why he is the way he is, Victor Crowley is the way that he is because when his father's wife was dying, not his mother, his father's wife was slowly dying, right? And they had a maid or a nurse or something. And anyway, he started having an affair with her. And like time went on, they were having an affair behind, you know, obviously the sickly wife's back, you know. But you know, as they thought that she was dead, they kind of embraced in front of her, like what they thought was her body, I guess. Well, she stands up and grabs onto the lady's stomach, you know, that area, and says some voodoo curse, and that's why Victor is all like derpy and stuff. Yep. And I guess when the woman gave birth to the child, she took one look at him and just died, you know. And then you see Kane Hodder just holding him, you know, like he's content. He's got his son. He didn't seem like he was too worried that, you know, that I guess the woman that he cheated on his dying wife with and the mother of his child just died in front of him with like a contorted face because she was horrified with what she saw. Anyway, yeah, this movie does have like the most filler out of all of them. I don't know. It takes probably about a good fucking 45 minutes for it to actually do anything. It's a lot of talk, you know. But anyway, the guy kicks her out, and well, before he kicks her out, he says, "Go and see Reverend Zombie." That's Tony Todd. That's the guy from the first movie that ran the Bayou tour or whatever, you know. He owns the boat and all that. But anyway, he has a theory, and he doesn't share it with her. So, but he has a theory that if Victor takes revenge on the people that killed him, then he'll go away, right? He'll cease to exist. Because what he is he's a ghost. He's a repeater. He was killed in a tragic event, and her father and uncle and their friend, who ends up being R.A. What's his name? R.A. Mihailoff, I think is how you say his name. He was the guy that played Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 from 1990. The one with Viggo Mortensen as his brother, I think. I think Viggo's his brother, which is hilarious. Viggo is in fucking Lord of the Rings, is Aragorn, whatever the hell. But, so it's really funny to, you know, he was a Sawyer or whatever. I can't remember what name they used. I think it might have been Sawyer. I can't remember. It's been a minute. Anyway, that's not what this is about. Anyway, R.A. is in this. And he's a badass. He's a badass older guy. I don't know. But he was involved with killing Victor. You know, it was an accident. They were just, it was Halloween and they were throwing fireworks out in front of his door to try and get him to come out just so they can see him. And it ends up starting a fire that his dad, who is Kane Hodder, you know, Jason, the guy who played Jason in a couple movies. He also plays, you know, Victor Crowley, the killer, in this movie too. And he plays that and his father. And you see in this movie, that guy can actually kind of act. He makes you feel things when, you know, like it's hard. It's hard. Some of it's kind of hard to watch. Like he's just like, my son, you killed my son. Like it's really hard. Like it's emotional. You know, I don't know how to really explain it other than that, but. I didn't know that the guy could actually act, kind of. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow. It kind of made me feel a little bit. But that's what he is. He's a repeater. He's like a revenant, whatever. So it's like, you can't really kill the motherfucker, you know? But like, this is like, your Reverend Zombie, the voodoo guy, thinks that this is how you do it. But, yeah, there's a lot of filler. What it is like, he lost his boat, you know, and he's going to hire these people to get his boat back over in I can't remember the name. It's like Honey Island or something like that, swamp. I can't remember. It's a name like that. But you got to go back there where it's a restricted area to get his boat back, and he'll pay everybody $500 to all these like different hunters and shit like that. And you know, and then $5,000 for the head of Victor Crowley, and nobody really believes him, you know, like, or believes that he even exists, right? Because it's just like a urban legend thing. I don't know. People don't really go out to to check it out, and if they do, they probably don't make it back, you know. So. And there's plenty of evidence of lots of bodies outside of the movies, too. So it's like, this guy's been taken forever. Anyway, they get like a decent group, I guess, to go out there. You know, decent cast for him to kill in different ways, you know. So, but let's see. Trying to think, because there was like legitimately a lot of filler in this movie. Like it was like, I was actually pretty surprised how it takes like so long for anything to happen. They get to the bayou, and like they kind of split up. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I think I forgot to finish that thought. Reverend Zombie's plan was, since Victor had already killed her father, right? And so what his plan is to have him kill the other two people, pretty much. You know, have him kill his brother, or her uncle, which he thinks is her blood uncle, right? But it ends up being just his dad's best friend, like one of his dad's best friends, or her dad's best friends, rather. You know, it's just Uncle Bob or whatever, you know. And you don't find that out until later, though. But, you know, I don't know. What, we're already on round 7? Kind of like, just going to be kind of just casually talking about it now, I guess. Because the order of the kills and all that shit really doesn't really matter too much until it's the end, you know. But, let's see here. Oh, yeah, there's one. I don't think it's the first one. I don't think it's the first set of kills, but I want to talk about it just because it's funny. I want to talk about it first just because it's funny. Yeah, there's this couple there, this man and this woman that, like, I don't know. They're like exes or whatever, but apparently the girl's trying to get the guy back. I don't know, whatever. That's not really the point of it. But they start doing it. Obviously, that's what you do. You do that in the swamp. You know, you're looking. Even if you don't believe in something, you're in a creepy swamp with all sorts of fucking bugs and all this other shit. It's probably dirty as hell. But yeah, let's fuck, right? Anyway, they start banging, and you know, it's she's on all fours. He's behind her, and it's funny. This movie is like more comical than the first one, right? It's just is what it is. I don't know. I'll give my thoughts. Oh, come on, my aim. I'll give my thoughts on that later. But anyway, Victor comes up from behind the guy and cuts his head off, and he's still in her, right? So he starts spasming, and there's that little funny moment of, he's behind, and that's all you hear is like really fast, and it's just kind of funny until she turns around and realizes, that he's missing his head, and then Victor gets her in a pretty painful way. I'm not gonna really explain that one, but he gets her, and yeah, I don't know. I guess we're gonna just be going through the kills of the people until the random people, the fodder. You know what I mean? There's always like the fodder people, and those were the first two, I suppose. Yeah, you guys are a part of my dailies or whatever. Man, that could suck, actually. Man, some husks can take some damage. I think the first guy that ends up getting killed, it's weird because it's brutal, but it's lackluster. He just Victor just spears him down, and he takes his hatchet and then blunt force traumas him. He takes the top of it and kind of just stabs him, like what would you call it, like poking? Damn it. Like poking, I guess, like if you were playing a game, you just kind of jab him, but he's he's smashing it down on his mouth, right? And it's drawn out and it's brutal, but at the same time, it's just it's too drawn out and not brutal enough. I don't know, for the kind of movie, you go from the first movie, right, where he takes an old lady's head and just rips her, turns her into a fucking Pez dispenser, right? And then this. It's not to say that the movie's bad, not to say that the kills they're bad or anything like that. I'm just saying it's just a very lackluster first kill. If I remember right, I'm pretty sure that's the first kill. And then his buddy, which I liked, the guy that he was with, he's trying to get into the boat, and he starts up the engine, but then Victor comes up and then throws him behind the boat and then just feeds his head into the prop. That was pretty good. That would have been a better first kill. But maybe I'm just being picky. But come on, fuck you. That sucks. Why are Edars so immune to that? That's kind of bullshit. Anyway. Yeah, I thought that one was better. Woo! I can't run up there. That's so kind of retarded. I don't like it. Am I out of ammo too? Almost. Let's just try and take out these big fucks. Ding, 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 ding. Wow. Boom. I think we just got one more. Oh my god. One more group of people to get through that have died. So, and I think it's a fast one, and then we can get into the main characters. Yay. God, I wasn't expecting that. She was kind of far away. It was weird. Yeah, there are two guys that are they're together. I think that they're buddies. One's an older white guy that's a mute, and the other guy is just more of a happy black dude. He reminds me of I don't know if he's one of the guys, one of the like, what would you? It's in Parks and Recreation. If you've seen the show, they're the like dog catchers or whatever, the Animal Humane Society people, the two stoners. He's the black guy. He reminds me of him. I don't know if it's the same actor, but I mean, I might just outed myself as being a fucking racist. But no, I'm kidding. I love everybody unless I hate everybody. You see, that's how it works. That's how it works. Equality always. Either love everybody or fucking hate everybody. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, those guys. Victor pulls out a extra big, extra long chainsaw. Goes in between the guy's legs, and slices him up. And I like the touch of. It's gonna sound dark, but I like the touch of. Holy shit. Them putting their dangly balls, like it's really gross, right? But the touch, because it's realistic, is what my point is. Like you see the guy's balls hanging down after he fucking cuts him up between the legs. I'm just like, holy shit! I never noticed that before. It's like, yeah, it's gruesome as hell. Appreciate the attention to detail. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a fucking weirdo. I mean, I know I'm a fucking weirdo, But then it goes to Victor at the last couple people, right? There's Reverend Zombie, the old man, and the chick, right? And that's when you find out. And then and RA almost fucking RA almost wins in a fucking fight against Victor. If Victor weren't a fucking Revenant, RA probably would have beat him. But then he gets killed in a cool way. He Victor curb stomps him on a kitchen table and cuts like the top of his head off. It's pretty cool. But and then as they're getting out, Reverend's dragging out the chick, and he shoots the lock and breaks it and makes it to where it can't open, which is really weird. And then the old man gets caught inside, and then he throws down with Victor in a funny way. He puts up his fists in a terrible way. But then buckets of blood are getting thrown all over the place on the inside. I think you see like 3 or 4 buckets of blood getting thrown. Like, the blood just like hitting the walls or whatever. Yeah, like coming through like the windows and shit like that. I think I had him last time I did this too. I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know. Then you find out. That's when you find out. She's just like, my dad's brother died of what was it, leukemia or something like that when I was 12 years old or some shit. I was like, damn. Uh-oh. This is gotta be a kind of a bitch because he can yeet you. But, ooh, what the hell? So then, after he finds that out, Crowley starts coming, right? And Reverend's like, all right, fine. I'll go and I'll grapple him. I'll go up to him and fight him like, I don't know. The logic is fucking ridiculous. I'm like, what? Come on. Wow. The logic was ridiculous, in my opinion. I don't know. I was like, he just runs up to him and starts grappling him, and then obviously, Victor fucking hacks him in half. Holy shit! I'm trying to like prolong this a little bit. Why did that not do any damage? Ooh. Yeah, bitch. I was kind of worried about him killing me for a second. How you like that, motherfucker? Yeah, eat it. But yeah, okay, let's get through the ending, because my time management is awful. But anyway, we only missed the one part, or 2 actually, 2 kills. Fucking Reverend Zombie, like he gets hacked in half, and then Crowley just takes him, grabs him by his spine, right, as he's still alive, and then just rips and pulls him out of the rest of his skin, like the top of his body, and then he just holds him and then throws him into the fucking woods like he's a piece of trash. I'm like, that's fucking brutal, because he was still alive when he did it. And then after that, like, what is it? She fucking knocks him down with the hatchet, I believe. Like, she gets him in the forehead with it, and then he falls down. She gets on top of him, hacks him a couple of fucking times, caves in his fucking face and then comes out of nowhere with the shotgun, and as he's like twitching and blows the rest of his head off, and then it cuts to black. But yeah, we'll do the third one next week, and it starts off just like this one did right away. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. But anyway, yeah, if you stuck around this long, I really appreciate you. Yeah, I know it's a kind of a sloppy video, but which one isn't of mine? So I don't know. Maybe there'll be some pictures, so at least there's that. But yeah, no. If you got any movie suggestions, I'm down. Hell yeah. Have you been watching the movies that I've been talking about? I don't know. Like I say, I don't feel like I do any of them a justice. It's always good to just go out of your way and watch them, but I get it. A lot of people that watch these videos don't have the time to watch movies or whatever, or they're looking for movie suggestions. In which case, I got a bunch. So, but anyway, I'll stop ranting and rambling and let you get on with your day or night. If you would just please consider doing all the things that YouTube likes and that I appreciate very, very much. Thank you so much for hanging out. It really does mean the world to me. I know I say that all the time, but I wouldn't say it all the time if I didn't mean it either. So, thank you. I really do mean it. But anyway, you have a good one, and I will catch you on the next one.